All right, let's see how this is going. All right. All righty, y'all. Peaceful greetings to you all. Peaceful greetings, peaceful greetings. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwestern Mexico. How are you? I know I haven't talked to you guys in about 2-3 days, right? I've been just enjoying my time with my loved ones, alrighty. And we just actually out to bust a move real quick now. It just got cloudy all of a sudden. It's such a sunny day. It's really sunny. There's a little cloud cover right now, whatever. But anyhow, I figured I could speak very briefly on the 13th June, which is today. And there's only 2 transits already, and they're all happening like one's at, I think, 18 minutes after 1600 hours Eastern, and the other one's sometime after 2300 hours. So, pardon me, let's just cut to the chase, actually, and take a look at it. And then I can kind of briefly monitor over here, too, with you guys, right? So let me get that going. Let's screen share here. All righty. Share content. Start, right? And let's get that to the way. Boom, right? So here we are. All right. This is what we're looking at. We're still looking at the moon cycle that is the air sign Gemini, the twins, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Mercury. Anciently and contemporarily ruled by Mercury. And the same month, the Gregorian calendar month called June, we also have the water sign, Cancer, right? The crab, right? Anciently and contemporarily ruled by Luna. Alrighty, so just moving forward, I know I didn't speak to you guys about what was going to happen on the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. And if I was just to briefly recap, just right here, as you guys can actually see it on the screen, right? On the 10th, Monday, hey, who talked to their mom, right? What kind of great conversation was there? Or maybe there was a bit of maybe it was a group of women getting together, going for a brief walk, or maybe there was also someone being able to have a conversation with someone that really touched on some subconscious thinking to a certain degree, just kind of sharing some things that are seemingly intimate, or where people really have their security of who they are, and you might have shared things with someone in the conversation. That was the energy for the 10th, as you see right there on the 10th. There was a moon sextile Mercury energy that took place that day while Luna was transiting Leo. Then on the 11th, we see there was 4 transits there. You had the solar lunar sextile, the Martian Plutonian square, or quartile, right? The lunar Venusian sextile, and the lunar Uranian quartile. All right. And just overall, as I just look at that, if I could just sum it into a few sentences, this is where, our minds and our hearts are on the same page, and making sure we're being active and making some transformations. And maybe there was an obstacle or challenge we had to get over, and we had to make a transformation, and we had to be purposeful about it, while at the same time allowing, what it is that we feel to go and really go, to be in harmony with our values, but also be able to re-secure ourselves in a way where the sudden change is necessary. If I was just to boil that down with those 4 transits, that's kind of what I would say. Overall, we allowed our ego and our subconscious mind to really get on the same page, to be direct about the transformations that were needed, so that we can be able to enjoy, an unspoken power within ourselves as far as our own self-esteem and self-worth and self-value is concerned, to be able to be comfortable within ourselves to make the sudden changes that are necessary. So that was the 11th for some of you, all right? I'd like to know who it was for. Then when it comes to the 12th, after Luna finished its void of course, right? It went void of course after that lunar Uranian quartile, right? And as you can see, it went at 1560, it went void of 1516, went void of course. So we just kind of added those numbers up, right? We know from the 1500 hours, 16 minutes to the 0 hour, right? So that's from basically from 3 to 12. All right. So that's quite a bit, right? 3 to 12, it's about 9 hours, right? If we were to count them, right? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 0 hour, right? 16 minutes. So that's 9 hours there. And then 10 hours, right? To get to 116. And then what's left is 22 minutes. So about 10 hours and 22 minutes. Luna was void of course. All right. It went void of course. As you can see, at 15:16 Eastern on the 11th. And then on the 12th, it ingressed Virgo at 0100 hours and 38 minutes. All righty. And I'm sure people were, maybe there were things about health. Maybe you had a health conversation. Maybe you posted something about health on your social media. Maybe you went to a restaurant. Maybe you enjoyed going out with your loved ones. And maybe there was some type of restaurant kind of vibe or whatever, that's a possibility. However, looking at those other three transits for the 12th, we have the lunar Martian trine, the mercurial Saturnian quartile, and the lunar Jupiterian quartile. All right. So if I was to briefly sum up Lunar and Mars trine, Mercury and Saturn square, Luna and Jupiter square, I really think here is where we were really allow ourselves to kind of feel at home wherever we were, whatever it is we were doing, we were feeling at home, we were making things comfortable for our loved ones, right? And even when it came to maybe your property and things of that nature, you were forward about something. Maybe you were cleaning, maybe you were doing something in terms of making sure you were scheduling the way you moved and did things. That's very possible. With the Mercury square Saturn, here is where, there could have been a bit of a challenge or an obstacle, a means to actually stimulate some structure, was some communication that needs to be structured because there was maybe some miscommunication that was taking place. And so both parties had to make sure that they were clear on what their purpose and perspectives were when being able to get their points across so that there can be a meeting of the minds that's actually necessary for both parties to be able to help out a third party. That's very possible with that Mercury square Saturn. I would like for you guys to, maybe you can comment and tell me what it is that you actually, allowed yourself to experience, right, for the 12. And last but not least, with that Luna square Jupiter, with that energy there, as you can see, all these happen before noon, right? All those transits, right? And the next ones for the 13th today, the only two that are there, those transits are going to be after noon Eastern. But that Luna square Jupiter energy that took place approximately 49 minutes after 0900. Here is where we could find ourselves maybe doing things that have to. Maybe we had to find means to get rid of some things to create more space. So maybe here you did some recycling of some sort. Maybe you went out in your neighborhood and actually helped, or just out front in your yard and did some things there. That short expansion pertaining to your home, maybe there is where you found yourself being able to overcome a particular obstacle. All righty, pertaining to that. So maybe this is where you could have probably done some gardening. Also, the moon square Jupiter for me is either doing something pertaining to gardening, or you're learning of how you can participate in some type of community garden or something associated with that, so to speak. All right. So with that being said, here's where we are today, right? Sunrise today was at approximately 5:44 anti-meridian Eastern, all right? Sunset 29 minutes after 8 post-meridian Eastern, or 2000 hours and 29 minutes. And then we see that the two transits that we have is a lunar Saturnian reflection or opposition, right? Moon opposite Saturn, as some would contemporarily call that. And then the Luna mercurial quartile, right? Moon square Mercury. So if we were to just look at the sunrise, right? I'm going to do this here today. All right. Slide me on over there. All right. So we see sunrise. All right, it's taking place at 22 degrees Gemini, 52 minutes. That's a Capricornian degree. All righty. So again, back to structured communication, especially when it pertains to children, right? So for me, children, of course, would be the sun type energy, 22 Capricorn. That's the structure, Gemini, communication, right? Being conjunct the first house, right? Cusp, which is called the ascendant. So with that being said, this is where, it's important for everyone collectively to make sure when it comes to either some creative, interpretive communication or being able to uh, discuss the structure of maybe some type of statute or law when it comes to children, maybe that's a conversation also that's necessary. And it's interesting how in this one particular chart is Placidus. I know you guys usually see me do Regiomontanus. That would be interesting. Let's see. Let's actually see. Not it. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. All right. We can change the house system just for this, just for some fun. All right. Put it on Regiomontanus right now. So even in this Regiomontanus chart, what's interesting, Sol, the sun, is still ruling the third and fourth houses here. So I think definitely some important communication. That's third house with mothers or about mothers. That's fourth house pertaining to nurturing. Some type of early childhood development and nurturing conversation is definitely paramount in needing to happen to even comprehend the structure necessary. So say, for example, say you're someone who's dealing with the nuisance of Child Protective Services or the Department of Children and Family Services. I got you, man. Hold on. Boom. There you go. So you're dealing with, those entities, and people have misapplied the statutes, mistreated you, removed your children from you, making sure it is comprehended whatever statutes they're using against you. Are you in the class? Are you in the capacity pertaining to the class of person that can have your children removed from you according to whatever family code or welfare and institutions code as they have out there near the California State Republic? So that's where I'm just really thinking, like, how I'm even looking at that sunrise, and the sun from Gemini, conjunct the ascendant, actually dispositing for or ruling over the third and fourth house. All right, because you see Leo is there at 7 degrees. If you look to the lower left-hand corner of the wheel, third house cusp and the fourth house cusp, 7 degrees Leo, 7 minutes, and 29 degrees Leo, 33 minutes. All right. And it's just very interesting. And even it's even more interesting is that, the from what I see, Moon is on its way to squaring the sun. And that's funny. If we go back to the calendar, however, that first quarter moon where the sun and moon are squares happening just 18 minutes after 100 hours on the 14th. So I do see that brewing. So that just lets me know that even with, so interesting, with that fourth house cusp really close, just maybe under 1 degree away from Regulus, which is the fixed star in the constellation Leo, which is going to be dealing with, alleged rulerships or heads of entities and government and things of that nature. And then for the sun to be ruling over the fourth house with that so close in this particular, chart for sunrise, it just goes to show that there are conversations that are going to be had between like attorneys within their law firms, talking to judges and all these things, especially, shout out to those of us that are part of the Amici Curiae group with Lawful Living and assisting many different people out there. I can just really see, really see that there are going to be a lot of people who thought they were possibly hot shit with law or whatever. And what we do is we don't point out our beliefs, and we strip these people of their good faith by one, putting them on notice, and two, actually making sure that they're clear that, They don't have to say terms in a derogatory fashion like sovereign citizen and things of that nature, because we know that when people say that, when you are actually holding them to their obligation because of what these people are actually saying their position is, okay, cool, that's your position, great. We need to make sure, because we know, your ordinances, statutes, or whatever policies, they're perfect when properly applied. When they're misapplied, we have an issue. We have a problem. It's treason. Honestly, it definitely is treason. And it's misprision of treason, misprision of felony, and misprision of office as well. So that's why I think, the communication is going to be what it is today. If it hasn't been already, you guys can let me know either in the chat or, you see this video later. It is what it is, right? So with that being said, let's move on to the next one, right? If we actually look here, right? So Luna and Saturn at about 1600 hours and 18 minutes today, which is coming up, right? So let's just move forward. Let's go to 1600 hours, right? And take it back to 18 minutes, right? Take it back to 18 minutes and see what we see here. Is there a lunar Saturnian reflection? Luna's at 19 degrees, 31 minutes. 19 degrees Virgo, 13 minutes. And Saturn, look at that, 19 degrees Pisces, 13 minutes. So it's looking pretty close, right? So at least as far as what we see here, because I'm just doing this on the fly. I just wanted to just make sure I speak to y'all, not letting 4 days go by and not giving you guys a live, and just kind of letting you know I still keep an eye on it and seeing you guys keeping a pulse, keeping a check on the pulse of the astrology and how it's affecting things collectively. However, remember, schedule your mirror astro literacy session with brother Hasan Gazio Bey. All righty, so that we can actually plan ahead, honestly, and really see how these transits are actually affecting your tropic genethliacal figure termed natal chart. All righty, and see those things there, and we can check many other things also as I do. All right, and you guys know you can either DM me on Instagram or TikTok, inbox me on TikTok, but Instagram has always been the most results as far as generating sessions, so to speak. That's why I got rid of the website, because it's just like a trophy piece to me. Or you guys know you can contact me via the Google Voice line 443-376-8764. Alrighty, and schedule your mirror astro literacy session. However, you want to schedule something else. Hey man, I just want a celestial promise session, or I and my loved one, we want a couples compatibility session, right? A Synastry session. There's many different types of sessions that I conduct. It's just the one that I always introduce everyone to is the mirror. Bring them to me. Bring them to me, baby. Son. You can bring them to me. So with this being said right here, Luna reflecting Saturn, right? You can bring me that too. You can bring me his cat too. So what I see here, this happened in 11th and 5th houses, right? So it's still in 11th house, we know is other people's children. 5th house is your children, right? Directly. Come on, man. He's about to bring you to me. Yes, baby. Yes. He's going to probably try to take my headphones off and everything. Come here, Mansimus. Handsomest pride. So this is where, you can find a means to secure other people's, children and your children and really set up some structure for them, right? Maybe you guys are planning a party of some sort or whatever. Come here. All right. Planning something of some sort, right? You're going straight for my headphones, aren't you? Daddy's live. All right. Yeah, I am. You see yourself? Hook them up real quick. You keep knocking your head off. Boom. All right. So, yeah, man. I know, baby. So, with this being said, this is where you can allow yourself. See, I told you he's going for my headphones. Maybe you guys can still hear me like this. So, this is where what you can allow yourself to do is really secure, some type of healthy reflective means, not just for your own little ones, but someone else's. So maybe you're planning a party, maybe you're planning some type of field trip, some type of outing where the children can, come together and play there. Can I talk? That's the microphone though, baby. Let me talk on it. Okay. All right, let me keep this one. I'll give you this side. Here. Take that one. You got it? Let daddy keep this one. All right. He's gonna still try to snatch it, I promise you. So let me just hold this here. That's fine. Okay. So, and then doing so, this would be a means to kind of like calm their spirit and really bring some type of constructive creativity, some constructive recreation. All righty. And this might happen in at your home. Maybe you are allowing the children to come over and swim in your pool in your backyard, right? So that you know that the children are somewhere safe. Don't put that in your mouth, handsome. They don't go on my nose. No, no. Yes, in the ear. There you go. Not in the nose. No, not your nose. In your ear. In your ear. You want to put it in your ear? Yeah, there you go. Boom. There you go. All right. This little guy, man. Hey, Jay. Peace and love to you too, bro. Islam. So that's how I'm looking at it for that one. This may be where you're allowing some type of constructive recreation for the children to take place, right? So this could be, hey, let's get all the children together and let them go to the pool type energy, right? And then 2351, Luna squares Mercury, right? 2351. Let's take it to 51 first, right? We're going to move the minutes to 51, and then we'll move the hour to 23, all right? What nastiness? 51, right? And then we're going to move the hour to 23. All right, 2351. We're looking for Luna and Mercury being square quartile between them, right? See, Mercury's at 22 degrees, right? And where's Luna? 22 degrees. They're both at 56 minutes. Look at that. So Luna's in the 7th house. Mercury's in the 4th. Hold on. I want to keep this one in. You can't have both of them. All right. So Mercury's in the 4th. Luna's in the 7th. These are 4 houses away. So it has that, grandma kind of energy to it, your mother's mother kind of energy, or maybe your father's mother's energy. Look, why don't you just hold it? You're doing the most with it. You're doing everything but putting it in your ear. Mansomeness? No. Because then you're going to try to iPad. Jesus Christ. All right. So with that being said, here's where, some type of constructive communication with, your mother and your father, and even maybe their mother, right? So this conversation with grandma is really allowing yourselves to really bring to light some things about the family. And what's very interesting about this is where I think, things about the family album is going to come up, old pictures, or you may see something online where people discuss their loved ones or how they grew up and there was someone important to them or something of some sort. And it could be like a grandmother, so to speak, or a grandfather possibly, right? So it could be, your mother's or father's mother or father, right? With me seeing this happening within the 4th and 7th house. Boy, you better not. You better, boy, no. You handsomeness. In your ear, even though no music's playing. Here, let me skip to the next. What you doing? It fell behind you. So the conversation could be one, especially when it comes to health. Maybe you're talking to your grandmother, grandfather, and the thing is, not only are you discussing things in the photo album, you're also discussing their health. Maybe you're there to assist them in changing their diet. They just got some news about their health, so they need to change how they eat and what they're eating. So with that being said, you're going to allow yourself to really, find a cool way of discussing how you really care about them and the importance of them changing what they eat. Are you serious? This little guy is hilarious, man. All right, I know. No, just left, right, left. Get on up. You're not reaching for that. So this is where I'm going to be yielding soon, guys. Honestly, all right. But that's kind of just how I see that right there, as far as those transits are concerned. Questions, comments, and/or suggestions. Going once. Questions, comments, and/or suggestions. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today and the little ones. Right? Right. You want to come over here, man? And grab... now he wants to go with his bro. Big bro got you now. So with that being said, guys, questions, comments, and suggestions going twice. Schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy session with Brother Hasan Ghazi Obey. Look forward to seeing you Saturday, all of you that are part of TUPAC. That is the Universally Professional Astrology Community. You guys already know you want to be a part of TUPAC Saturdays, alrighty. You will immediately get access to the Quick Thinking Moon and Mercury workshop. Bang, bang, bang. Shake it. He's drumming his rattle right now. So it's so funny. So with that being said, what I actually see with TUPAC is it's really great discussions happening. You guys want to be a part of an astrological society where we're really getting right down to the bare bones. And I remember it seemed like we always go over, many different things, not just the astrology. We also go over in some way, shape, or form, a bit of jurisprudence, right? Discuss financing a little bit as far as because, I've been studying, the Forex market or whatever and realized that I have quite a little knack for financing, for the financial markets. Bang, bang. So with that being said, right? With that being said, questions, comments, and suggestions going right? You guys go to get your victuals, make sure you eat well, right? Eat healthily. And when you go to rest and recharge later on today, rest and recharge well. 2 minutes away from the intermediate studying for Thursday, right? Thursday with Lawful Living. So I'm about to get off this thing and get that class on plan. And then I and the loved ones are going to go and enjoy ourselves while we're listening to class. So with that being said, I love you all. Oh, there it goes. Intermediate study alarm. So I love you all. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. All right. What, Maximus? Okay, here I go. Boom. There it goes. There it is. I changed it. Pull your little hat back so it won't be over your eyes. Can't wait to get on my little fez. Get on my little fez. All right. With that being said, guys, I love you all. Enjoy yourselves. If you're going to be in class today at Lawful Living, see you guys in about 1 minute or so. And this is where I say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all.